Alright folks, welcome back once again to Let's Play Final Fantasy X on the Mysterious JG. Last video actually did record, so yippee! And now we can concentrate on doing other stuff. Excuse me, then the Monster Arena. Monster Arena is clear. So we can either get onto the Dark Aeons or we can get onto the Omega Ruins. And considering I should have really done the Omega Ruins before I did the Monster Arena, let's deal with the Omega Ruins now. I'm just trying to figure out what would be the best slot to do this from. I want this to be difficult but not impossible. So let's take a look and see what our stats are here. Obviously these guys have not been powered up to like insane level. Do I even have a weapon that will allow me to avoid encountering enemies? Yeah, I do have a peaceful bangle for Lulu. And I don't really want to spend a ton of time fighting the different monsters in the Omega Ruins because we actually will get to see them. There's one point where we will have to fight them.
Final showdown with Sheen. I say let's get this show on the road!
So if we go to the Omega Ruins now, we've
go.
obviously been there before, so we won't get the initial speech, which you already saw. But at least we know that there's still stuff to be done. So I've got Lulu equipped with, just to make things more interesting, let's get rid of the people we've been using for every freaking fight. Oh, I thought I had the gnome. Oh, I don't have it equipped. I have one that's not equipped. So these guys are just a palette swap of these guys you've seen before. They've got a lot of hit points that do a lot of damage. I suppose I'll fight them and see just how bad they are. I believe you have to steal from them if you want to get items for auto haste. Take over. Lulu's got hosting duties again. She doesn't even have double cast.
No pain, but not for long.
These guys might be too unleveled to actually handle this dungeon, actually. It'd certainly be tricky. Yeah, there's a lot of attacks that I remember having gotten ready with I don't know, this will be blades. I think that was supposed to, that was weird. Yeah, that's not supposed to look like that. That was an emulator glitch. That move is supposed to be a lot faster and more scary and have a different camera angle as opposed to it just kind of floating back away after failing and whatever. How did I just use Lance it with Lulu? Yeah, but I'm thinking this party's actually a little too weak for this. So let's back out and try to find the right balance. Because certainly, I don't need a stat max party to deal with the Omega Ruins, but you would do some grinding at the entrance to the Omega Ruins before you attempted to actually tackle the place. This is 10 hours of grinding later. That may or may not have been a very efficient grinding. I might have been mostly grinding for money to get items for armor and stuff, but Thunder Plains North. Check with this one and see if we've already defeated Ultima weapon I had to defeat during my leveling process using the using bribe, because it was the best way to get items that you need for some of the custom stuff that I was putting together.
All those teachings. What were they for?
That's very sad, you know, but we've got Omega Dungeon to deal with, okay? Don't be such a bummer. I think trying to beat the Omega Dungeon with that party that I loaded save slot for there, it just would have been a really lengthy uphill kind of fight. Oh, and now I think these guys have already taken out Ultima weapon because I've already got a clear map ahead. Okay, 5 minutes of just figuring out which save slot I actually want to use, but whatever. I'll go with the one that was just a couple hours ahead of the one that I used before. These guys are probably good to beat Omega Weapon, but we wouldn't get to see the fight against Ultima Weapon, so this is probably the best one. I think, as a matter of fact, I think I saved this slot in the Omega Dungeon because I was getting ready to go fight Omega Weapon using stealing lots of items, stealing 99 quantity of a certain item by basically spending like over half an hour casting luck on my guys and stealing from him. Although luck I don't even think affects stealing now in retrospect, I'm not absolutely positive. Need the no encounters thing just because I don't want to fight a bunch of generic enemies that are just mean versions of regular old enemies. I think you saw the nastiest enemies. Did you guys see a demonolith? I think you did in one of my videos. Maybe I'll have to go back and check. Great Marlborough and demonolith are really the only things out here that aren't just enemies with lots of hit points and lots of attack power. Although the spirit mask, there's like floaty mask guys, the same type that cast thunder on themselves to get stronger. They spit out a nasty thing, sort of bad breath variant that gives confused poison to everybody, but otherwise it's just a bunch of palette swaps of enemies that do lots more damage than previous versions did. Okay, and I'm not gonna use the capture weapons, I'm gonna use... There we go. That's looking pretty good. Berserk Order. Initiative. The anti-stone stuff is all about fighting the demonoliths. As you saw, I did have a weapon with Gillionaire on it, but yeah, that one seems pretty freaking awesome. Alright, anyway, the Omega Dungeon. This is the only totally optional dungeon in the game. And it's got some unusual properties. You find these little treasure rooms with more than one treasure chest, and you have to open them in the right order, or you get an encounter instead of a treasure. And I believe the order is randomized. If I try to steal from that treasure chest, it may or may not be a mimic. If I just kill this guy, it'll end very quickly.
Too easy.
Oh, too easy. Yeah. So whatever awesome treasures were here, I just lost both of them by picking the wrong one first. In the days of save states, it's quite easy to get around that. Not that big of a deal to get around that. In this game, you just have to go back and save. Although I think if you go back and save, the game might punish you somehow. I don't remember. The days of save states, it's quite easy to make sure you get all the treasure, but there's nothing in these treasures that you can't get elsewhere. It's stuff that's difficult, pain in the ass to get, like level 4 key spheres, but nothing where you just cannot get them any other way. It's over here. Nothing. See? Now, lefty loosey or righty tighty? Let's go righty tighty. Hey, defending bracer. Which, considering where we got it, might actually be worth checking out. Not bad, but... Oh, it's actually down here is the one we just got. Yeah. I need stuff that guards against Confuse and Berserk. The turnover! It's good! That could potentially be a good weapon for Waka. Actually, I need to put good weapons on everybody in case I have to switch. Has he got evade plus counter? Yeah, that's better. Auto haste is good. Death strikes can be good, but we're getting ready to go up against some bosses who are not going to care about any of that stuff. They've been getting good items, I guess, because I've been fighting bosses at the monster arena and they drop good stuff. The big thing is I need to be immune to Berserk. Confuse is bad, but it's not quite as bad as Berserk. Well, no, the problem is they're going to come up against these great Marlboros who get the first attack most of the time and are going to hit you with doesn't really matter that much what she has up here. As after all you might wonder why. Be nice if she had something with magic boost, but she doesn't. So half MP cost is probably the most useful thing I can get for her. Stone proof, silence proof. Oh, she has no encounters too. Cradle. No, the big thing is that Great Marlboros can confuse you and turn your party against each other and kill you. They're probably the most dangerous thing that's down here. Demonoliths are also pretty nasty. Oh, you know what, if I want to explore... I think I was heading towards the actual way out, so if I want to explore everything, I need to... Okay, so that's just a neat little cinematic of Titus enjoying the view of the terrifying depths of the Omega Dungeon Cave, but this music is wholly inappropriate to this area, too. It's supposed to be, like, terrifying and scary, and you've got this music playing. This is a scary dungeon full of death and bad monster types that will kill you. This place will fuck you up. You've got no chance to survive. Make your time. And why did those two disappear? I don't know. I thought if you kept opening chests, like only when you got an encounter, it's, I don't know. Point is that there's treasures in the Omega Dungeon, but you can't really rely on them. It's kind of, this map is starting to look like either the female reproductive system, internal reproductive system, or what you need to spray paint to get a warrior's tag. A cliff. Ooh, are we going to have a cloister of trials down here? Nothing happens. Because that would be stupid. Got more treasure. Defending omelet. It's a defending omelet. Those are useful against the Demonoliths, but not the Great Marlboro, and I'm more worried about the Great Marlboro than the Demonolith. I'm not going to encounter any of them as random enemies because I've got the...
Easy as pie.
There are many types of pie. Sorry. I'm not worried about either of them as random encounters, but we're going to get to a point later on where we can't avoid the enemies. And I'll probably use emulation save states to make sure that I don't just lose tons of progress and keep the video rolling. I don't think I've ever been down here. At least if I have, it's been years ago. I don't think I was down here on the emulator. Maybe now something will happen with that thing before. Or maybe I did all this to get down to Omega Weapon on that other save slot. Just forgot about it. I'll have to see what happens if we head up here. Anything useful? So just kind of end. if you get up to here, you... Yeah, you take him on after you ride up here. So, what was that other glyph about? Was I supposed to do something there? Or just teleported? Jump back down and see what happens if you mess with that other glyph, because I don't remember having done that before. But I don't want to waste too much time in this video, because I don't want this video to go too long, because I got burned fairly recently by recording too much in one go, I guess. It seemed like this was going to keep going that way, but it doesn't. Okay. Ultimate weapon is going to come kill you and kick your ass. I cannot keep up with the melody of the song. Is this Albed Primer? I'll have to go back and get that if I want you to be able to understand all of the Albed dialogue in the last section of plot. Totally forgot about that. I don't think I picked that up on any of my off-screen runs to this dungeon either. Okay, here's the glyph. Now you press it and glyph appears. Awesome stuff happens. Oh, this becomes a full-fledged bridge. To where? What is the purpose of this thing? I definitely didn't do this before, so I'm not sure what purpose this serves. I'd be curious to see if this does something so important that I feel the need to go back and redo it off camera later. Oh, it's just one treasure chest. Teleport sphere. That's pretty cool. Kind of an interesting view. Yep, definitely not worth me going back and doing off screen though. It's teleport sphere, I don't really care. Teleport successful. Alright, so I'll just whip by you, and I'll go down there the way that I already happen to know is going to lead me to the Ultima weapon. Because in this dungeon is the Omega dungeon, but we must also face the Ultima weapon. Ultimo Dragoon and his Le Magistra Cradle of Death. You've heard of the Cradle of Life? This is the La Magistra Cradle of Death. The secret weapon of Ultimo Dragoon. Okay, so I guess I'll do a little save state here just in case this was a horrible idea. And then we will... Oh.
You're kidding.
What do you mean, kidding you? What? Oh, okay. Well, if you've never seen this monster type before, it's probably kind of intimidating. You just have a glowing core of deadly energy. So she's doing... I think she has a weapon that does poison damage, and it can't be hit with poison. Let's try to save my overdrives for the big guy, because this is not the final boss of this dungeon. Pardon me for spoiling it, but... I keep forgetting I don't have the armor with 800 buffs on it, so I actually have to manually do this stuff, but... just in case, probably want to get some auto life going. Okay, apparently this guy cannot teach him that super technique that Nemesis uses, but I think there's another boss around here who probably can. Yeah, Door to Tomorrows. You have to try to steal 99 Door to Tomorrows to use for getting AP. I think those give you AP to override your AP weapons, and then those allow you to level up against Don Tonberry. So I had to defeat this thing off screen, and we're now coming back to an earlier save so that you guys can actually watch the fight. I'm not just going to sit around fighting it, making it take longer than necessary so I can get lots of doors tomorrow, but that was pretty much the order of the day before. As you can see, it's not much of a fight. I mean, I was doing 99 damage. But, I'm not talking about, like, ultimate weapons and stuff here. This party is not too much leveled up past, Matter of fact, I think I could have done with this with that party. Remember how I fought an enemy and I was like, oh, that was hard, and I, like, quick reset? Yeah, I could have done that with that party, too. Here's the problem.
That was not Omega.
That was not Omega.
Just a shadow, born from Omega's wrath.
What, so the main man's still around?
You mean,
Come on out, Omega!
When we meet, I will send it.
just saying. I forgot Yuna had dialogue. I thought it was just walk on Orin. So, we defeat Ultima Weapon. It's relatively uneventful and easy battle. Titus acts like a retard. And Waka thinks that it's the main man, who, aka that guy who tried to take over for Superman in the Justice League when that one episode of Justice League Unlimited. Never mind. Can't remember his actual name. The like motorcycle riding rival of Superman's. The main man. Alright. I'm going to take the peaceful bangle off of Lulu because I don't think it matters here. When you step into one of these, you fight an enemy. I'm not sure if I've beaten one of these yet, but just in case I haven't. Stone is pretty much the nastiest thing they do. They do some really nasty status stuff, but Stone is probably the worst. Orin's actually a really good guy to fight them because he'll also be immune to poison, which is another nasty little thing they do. Sloga's a good thing to use against them. And then you'll be using Asuna a lot. There's only 2 of them, not 3, so that will make this somewhat tolerable. The problem is every time you do anything to them, they will cast Pharaoh's Curse on you. Makes them kind of difficult to get rid of. But just in case I haven't already beaten them, I will defeat them again here. And Asuna gets rid of Poison and Blind and Silence, but it cannot get rid of Curse, so that we'll continue to be cursed. They have a Stone Breath attack, which is nasty, and is to be avoided at all costs. And it would be nice if you had Demi, but you don't, do you? Damn it. Maybe I'll bring in Lulu. Sadly, she doesn't have... Oh, she does have double cast. And this slot, she has double cast. Double casting Demi is a good way to do lots of damage to big HP enemies before you've got stuff like Waka's world champion and his strength stats max, and he can do 1 billion damage to everything ever. Relatively early in the game, you have the double cast Demi option. So what makes these battles annoying is that unless you've got Ribbon or something, you need to cast Asuna a lot. Oh, you know what? These guys are not immune to, are susceptible to certain break attacks, so that's probably worth doing. Okay, so who do I want to Suna first? Lulu, so that she can do that double cast demi thing one more time. And I think after this, if I encounter this enemy type anymore, I'm going to use summons to defeat them, because summons are immune to all this crap. That's much easier. Yeah, Kamaria here. Kamaria will do full break on the other one. Which really only means that it will take more damage from physical attacks, and it's just about time to finish them off, so... And you can start using Suna 2. They do a lot more damage once armor break's been applied. There you go, that took forever. And used up a lot of MP. So I'll probably use MP and HP boosting items on everybody before the next big boss battle starts. And these guys aren't too bad. They cast, well, you'll see, they cast haste on the first turn of the battle. If you cast slow on them, they auto cast haste on themselves, so that's a waste. However, if you dispel haste, they don't do anything. Although they might cast haste on themselves again later, but it will take a turn, whereas just, ow.
Care to share your thoughts?
That doesn't even make sense, Lulu. Oh, and he only gives you 1 MP. This is a douchebag.
No pain, but not for... Wait, that's Ultima.
And until you get break damage limit with Lulu, there comes a point where there's no reason to use Ultima, because Flare... I mean, against a single target, because Flare does just as much damage. Oh, I didn't realize it was Lulu's turn. I just quickly clicked attack. But that's fine, that works.
Riku's back. Or rather, her
Too
front
easy.
is too easy. Riku's too easy. Rika should really increase her hourly rate.
Sorry. So, not encountering any enemies as we just walk along, and that's nice. Shouldn't encounter anyone here, because this is where we started. Now, as we head this other way, I didn't even realize that the left path just led to a treasure chest, or I wouldn't have bothered. I'm going to save state, just because I don't want to waste a lot of time starting over if we get jumped by a Great Marlboro and we're not ready. There's a ghost, those things are pretty easy. There's a couple of ghosts.
Great ghost and see ya!
And you still don't get your special dialogue, because I guess that already happened.
Light our way.
Oh, magic that will kill these guys?
I've never used Holy before in this LP, have I? Since it's white magic and can't be double cast, I don't use it very much. I prefer magic that you can double cast, aka black magic. This treasure chest will be destroyed.
No pain, but not for long.
Enjoy treasure chests, but not for long.
So obviously Ultima will destroy treasure chests. That's what it's there for. I'm annoyed that that Varuna guy only had 1 MP that you can take, considering that it's like a magic enemy who casts Water Arga and Haste and stuff. But this game does not have magic for the enemy work the same way it works for you. They do not need magic points to cast spells. It doesn't even track how many magic points they have the same way it does for your characters. It's simply different enemies have a different number of MP that you're allowed to steal from them. So they gave that guy 1. Alright, let's take Yuna back out. Put in Orin. Just so that we got a little variety, because you'll be seeing a lot of Titus, Yuna, and Waka in the next few videos. This video's already gone a half an hour, but I'm just gonna, at this point, knock out the Omega Dungeon in one video and then wrap it up. See, these guys are regular encounter. Oh, and you're allowed to run from them. They're a regular encounter in the Omega Dungeon that you get to run from. So do I even have to defeat? No, you don't even have to defeat these guys. Huh, that's ridiculous. I didn't know that. Alright. Now that I do know that, it's time to top everyone off, because I'm just going to run away from battle until I get to the next boss. I'm thinking this is a different one, and that I'm not being punished for having not fought them the first time. Yeah, it would make sense if you can't get across that little platform without fighting the enemies. Like when you run away, you end up back on the side you started on, and you have to defeat those enemies if you want to continue further down the path, but no. And it doesn't appear to be the same every time, because I'm sure when I off-screened this to get items from Omega Weapon using a more powerful party, I fought a couple of Great Marlboros, like at least 2 by now, so it doesn't seem like it's the same every time. Those like Defender, whatever they are, robot guys, doesn't make sense to me that they're hanging out down here. These are the evil Bevel robots. I don't know why they'd be hanging out in the Omega Dungeon, unless Omega, who was an ex-Bevel guy, took them with him, but way easier to deal with than Great Marlboros. The game's actually been pretty lenient to me with the enemies it's asking me to fight, but I'm still running away from them. I'm down here to show you the Omega Weapon boss fight, not this regular enemies crap. I've hit the point, I'm enjoying this LP, I hope you are too, but I've hit the point where if an enemy's just a palette swap of something you've already seen, I don't feel like you need to see me fight it again, with different colors. There's a beautiful shot of a Demonolith's ass. It's kinky. Oh, we haven't fought a Great Marlboro yet. Demonoliths were the only guys I was worried you might not have seen at all. Great Marlboros, I lost to one in a video. I've defeated many in revenge in the meantime, so don't worry about that. Adamantoids. I don't know if I've beaten one of these guys on camera, so maybe I'll fight them. I've been ambushed too. Alright, I'll fight this guy just because I'm not convinced that you guys have seen me defeat one of these yet. They're immune from Demi though, which makes them kind of a pain in the ass to kill quickly with a low power party. I just got done saying they're immune from Demi, and then I started casting it. They're immune from Demi, which basically means that you've got to use standard attacks to whittle down their HP. The other great thing about Demi is it's fantastic when you're trying to do the monster capture quest for the monster arena, using those weapons with capture to... Ooh, it's susceptible to sleep and to poison. Interesting. Only got 40 hit points, that ain't much. You guys drain life out of it while it continues to be asleep and poisoned. Man, sleep and poison stack in a really nasty way in this game. One or two of the super bosses, like the Sleep Sprout, Ultimate Secret Mushroom Technique, Sekigaku Gyoken. Sleep Sprout uses this against you in a really unpleasant way. Your characters, when their turn comes up, they don't get to act, but they do take poison damage. Now I think, for whatever reason in this game, magic attacks do not wake a sleeping person. Physical attacks do. So you should be able to like use fiery death magic, and they will stay asleep. So there you go. You're glad we got to fight that thing. You didn't even get to see any of its attacks except for one. It does like a sort of earthquake attack where it slams you and it slams the ground. And there's like little shaking and all of your party members take damage, but it's not really anything to write home about. Once again, Ether's much more difficult to come by and should be used much more sparingly than potions, and yet I just wasted a whole bunch of them because I don't care about this save slot. I'm just doing this to show you guys this boss fight.
It seems we rate his personal attention now.
Why are we after this guy again, Orin? Now, as I recall, Omega was a traitor against Yevon. And by Yevon, I'm talking about the religion from the Vel, not you, Yevon. So he went to this island and became a fiend. Now, they have also betrayed Yevon, so why are they picking a fight with this guy? As far as I can make out, he went to an island to be away from everyone else, and he lives in the darkness, and he just doesn't like people. Somehow, I don't know why he's got an army of creatures to patrol his dungeon, but there's no plot point where Omega Weapon is out to get anybody. He just wants to be left alone. I don't know, it's sad. It's like picking on that created person at the end of Eternal Felina. You're just messing with a guy who just wants to be left alone. Anyway, Kamari has learned Nova, which means that he is now the hot chick from Planet of the Apes. She doesn't have Heistaga, which sucks. Alright, do you have... You don't even have the use command, so I can't even get you to use an item that will give us Heistaga. You're worthless to me right now, Lulu. Let's get Riku in here instead. Sorry, Lulu, I might bring you back later, but... Let's use Shooting Star and hope that applies breaks. Oh, I forgot to even scan Ultima Weapon and let us read the description. I'll do that on him. But first, I want to hit it with its own ultimate attack. Just to be a douche. Well, this raises a good point. I'm sure if I get hit by this attack, it'll kill me. As easy as this guy was to defeat using fully powered up characters, I want to make sure that I'm a little careful here, because I'm not using fully powered up characters now. Core energy.
He likes that high energy music. Isn't that right, Coco? And that's right, Coco! Whoop!
Sorry. Good time to scan him, I guess. Oh, he's immune to scans. Well, shit. Do I have a weapon with scan on it? Because I'm just curious whether I applied any breaks to him with that attack. Doesn't look like it. Give it all you've got is all it's going to tell me. Okay, fine. And she doesn't have drain. I'm used to everybody having almost every spell because they've all gone through so many. Alright, well. Do need to eventually either get auto life applied to people or I don't know. I don't remember Omega's weapon well enough to avoid its ultimate super attacks. Obviously Riku survived core energy. Now I could try there's a pretty cool I think it's Door Tomorrow. No, it's Gambler's Spirit is what I need to do. Damn, I was gonna show you like this really sweet Riku overdrive, but I've got like the wrong. I don't have the right items for it, so forget it. What if I mixed? Well, I mean, I can see what happens if I mix these two things together tomorrow.
Rico approved item? Cut.
Okay, it is this overdrive. There's a special thing. Oh, not break. Well, what am I worried about? I can get rid of break easily enough. It doesn't automatically have you shatter like some guys do it. With the trio of 99, check this shit out. Full hit points just from using the pray command. Awesome. I can double cast. You know what? Let's just use this team. Although I'll need to get somebody with the use command to do the next really cool thing. But let's double cast fire. Oh, it healed him. Wow, fuck. But the point was it did 9999, which I thought was pretty awesome, but it heals him, so fuck. Alright, now we'll use 3 stars to reduce our MP cost to 0. And I just need to keep this party alive. So use a lot of awesome weapons and stuff on them. So I am going to have to double cast Flare since it's non-elemental, but I no longer have to worry about MP cost for doing so. The point was it would do 9999 damage, except I didn't realize it absorbs elemental attacks. Kind of sucks for me a little bit. And now I want to use... Where is it here? Double max MP of party, which will bring us all up to 9999. Now, if he uses Prey, at this point in the game, this comes from me having to spend a lot of really powerful items on this party, but this is pretty damn powerful for guys with these stats. I've boosted them up pretty highly. But I need to now start casting. I'm worried about that Nova attack. Although I'm thinking now that it's not as powerful as Armageddon or anything like that, because you can learn Armageddon from Nemesis, but it doesn't actually use Nova from Nemesis, but it's got a different name. I think it's got different attack rules. I'll use Holy. Why not? That'll be fun. I am the evil black mage, twisted by darkness and stuff. I'm the evil black mage, twisted by... Oh shit, that absorbs that too. It's considered... Holy is considered an elemental. So never mind. Stick with Flare. It's non-elemental. Stick with Flare. Flare's gonna chop Omega Weapon, then clip his leg, and put him in the figure four at it. Alright. So that was silly. Pretty confident now. Whatever it tries to do to us. And really, other than the fact that you can do 2 attacks in 1 turn, you might as well just physically attack with Lulu now. I've got a trio of 9999 on them. Oh, you don't have Frey, so... About somebody who does have Frey heal the party. And I think, in fairness, now I'm showing you a bunch of cool stuff that I don't usually use. Trio of 9999, Stamina Springs, and 3 stars. And it might seem wasteful to use it against this boss, but this is the best chance I've got really to showcase it, because to a certain extent they're not even worth using against the super bosses. You don't want to spend a turn on them. But yeah, my 3 stars is probably still very useful against super bosses actually. But and also because super bosses will keep killing you, which means the effects of the items will be eliminated. But I think you can tell that I was going to win this anyway. It'll go a lot faster now that I can do this much damage. I was just going to have to use a lot of elixirs to get my MP back. Ah, damn it, I forgot! Lulu, you're hurting our chances here. So regular potion will do. maximum healing now. Any healing will do that much healing. Any attack will do, you know, that much attack. I wonder if how it impacts Lancet. It's pretty awesome. Stop using weak elemental spells just because you think it's cool that they've been boosted. It doesn't work. The Mega Weapon's like, you guys hate Yevon? Let's go fight Yevon together. Seriously, let's go work together against Yevon. You're like, nah, I'm just gonna kill you for no reason. Yes, maximum damage by Cactus Tall. Omega Weapon actually took 2 or 3 turns to defeat using, when I off-screened it, using like Waka and Titus and Yuna with their ultimate weapons, so he does have quite a few hit points. Gambler's Spirit's a pretty useful item. If I'd combine 2 of them to see what happens if Riku had more overdrive than she does, but she doesn't have more overdrive than she does. That would be weird. That's pretty cool. It's like waves his little tail out of you. It's like, come on, man, check this shit out. I should show you everyone's provoke poses, because that is something where even the characters who wouldn't normally get provoked during the course of the game are given unique provoke poses. She should have it, yeah. I think she almost certainly pats her ass. Yep. That's like the typical, like, cutesy, spunky J-pop girl thing to do in these games is a taunt. We shouldn't do bunny ears first. If I'd been thinking about it, I would have given them anti-petrification armor. If I'd realized that was part of his attack. Can we steal kill from him? Yeah, I can steal kill from him. Just wondering, doesn't matter. Unless he uses that Nova attack, I'm waiting for him to pull that out to see how much damage it does. Wow! And she didn't come back. Why didn't she come back? I thought she had auto life on. I mean, this is a good excuse to get rid of Lulu, because Lulu now has none of the cool bonuses that we gave to everybody.
So be it.
Let's get him some health back. That really wasn't worth it. Okay, now you obviously are going to be our healer now. Well, no, you don't have prayer. Kamari does, so let's wait for Kamari's turn. Alright, I don't know why auto life didn't work on Lulu. Maybe I forgot to cast it on her, and I thought I had. But yeah, because Lulu got killed, now I've got 2 characters who have 0 MP cost for stuff, and trio of 999 and all that stuff, and that's part of what I was saying, that those items are only useful if you can keep your party alive. Keep yourself alive, keep yourself alive. And if you can't keep yourself alive, then they only last for as long as you can keep yourself alive. Keep yourself alive. Now he's got the Entrust ability, so he can give his overdrive to Riku so we can see another cool mix overdrive, but yeah, it's not a hell of a lot of point. I don't know when this battle's going to end, but unless the Nova attack really changes things. Shimmering Rain was pretty powerful, but I think we survived it before. That was before we got 99 hit points, wasn't it? Yeah. I think Omega Potion now from Horrible. Yeah, max everybody out. Ah, she's got overdrive now. So let's, just for the hell of it, see what happens. I was trying to scroll down through my items and I scrolled down through the upcoming turns. Let's see what happens if we combine Gambler's Spirit. And yeah, it's another way of getting a trio of 9999. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, now Orin has that. I was thinking that something new and different might happen. Try to turn him into a zombie. See if Orin says anything. He doesn't, and of course it's immune. Might as well give him maximum hit points. Why not? And he can also give himself. He can reduce his MP cost because we're not going to use the save state, so I can use items really liberally. In the meantime, I need to end this video. It's going on an hour now. And I'm worried about the video length being more than, you know, it's causing problems with Camtasia or something. He's got haste applied, doesn't he? Kamari doesn't have haste somehow. Now it's going for Nova. Okay, now we're going to see that auto life thing can save my bacon. Shell might have been useful here too. Oh, we actually survived. Beautiful. Certainly we wouldn't have if I didn't have 9999 hit points, which we only have because of a special item. So under normal conditions they wouldn't have survived that.
See how you like it, bitch?
Let's see how you like it, baby. Oh, Nova, you think that's pretty cool, Daddy? Well, let's see how you like it, baby. You think that was cool, baby? Let's see how you like it, Daddy. I can alternate. Honey, sweetheart, less damage overall, but more damage to a single target. Boom. Anyway. Okay, any old time now, Mega Weapon. I think we've seen everything that you've got. Oh. Have we seen Ultima yet? Ultima against Nemesis is like one of the simplest, weakest things. You hoped, you know, it's a reaction ability. Against, at this point in the game, however, it's pretty fucking ugly. You don't want to get it with Ultima. Oh, you know what? We should be using Shell because, oh. If somebody has Shell, we should be using it. Should be using Shell because, we're using items and stuff to heal, and we got Trio of 999, which means Shell won't have its normal irritating side effect of reducing how much you can heal with items. So let's, isn't there something that casts Shell on your whole party? No? I guess only one character at a time, whatever. This is taking forever. Come on, JG, finish this. Lulu got a chance to do some stuff, which was nice. But yeah, this will be kind of the last hurrah for these characters because I'm not going to be using them against like the Dark Aeons or anything. And then when we go back to finishing off the plot itself, I don't know exactly who I'm going to use for everything there, but I won't have anybody super over-leveled when we do the last plot missions. I'll try to give that the feel of actually playing through as though you didn't do tons and tons of leveling. Get quite a few turns in a row. Is this because it's going for Nova and that takes a lot of, you know, ATP or whatever you call the units of time, how long it takes to do each attack. Either way, we're as ready for it as we're ever going to be, so... No, he's just going for physical attack. Alright. So, what did you prefer, folks? Over an hour of wandering around in the desert and over an hour of wandering around the Omega Dungeon? Because, you get to take your pick. I don't think I'm going to split this. It's just going to be one monster video. I should have made him use prey. But yeah, anyway, some of the things that you've seen me doing here, trio of 9.99, even without like using stuff like stamina springs and 3 stars, it's a very, very good strategy if you're trying to get your characters to fight sort of beyond their actual level where their stats normally be able to take them. If you're trying to do a low-level challenge and compete against the more difficult bosses, then Trio of 999 is a really good way to go. Oh, Orin's got an overdrive he should be using, although everything is doing 9999, so what the hell am I even doing this for? Well, I don't think you guys have seen Tornado yet. That's a pretty cool quote, though. This will have a big dramatic setup, but won't do any more damage than anything else. Zero boom. Ah, fuck. Damn, I really wanted that to work. Oh well. I believe the enemy gets carried up into the air, and then Orin drinks sake and spits sake, which somehow catches fire. I really wanted that to work. I don't think I'll get another opportunity to use that attack. But because I almost never use it, I had no idea what the control input was, so yeah. If I get another... Oh, confused? Well, this could be bad. Or it could be completely pointless if the character who's confused does not have the next attack. At least he's got impressive boss music playing. It's not just regular old boss music while we fight Omega. Or just regular old enemy music. But no, as awesome as these tactics are, this would not be enough to beat Nemesis, not by a long shot. Whoopsie. Does that mean that was the fatal blow? Yeah. Not very impressive. And we don't even get an overkill. You need to have break damage limit to get an overkill on him. So we did 9999 and it wasn't enough, so there you go. Like Nest, he's not as bad as Nestlug, but certain enemies are set up so that you need break HP limit. They're just like completely designed around that. Oh, pretty cool.
Find your peace on the far plane. Leave Spira to the living.
Look who's talking, Mr. Dead Guy. Seriously, what kind of a line is that? You cannot get to this point in the game without having a scene where Orin tells Titus that he's undead. So there was a treasure chest all the way in the background. And you have to make your way all the way back there to get it. We're not going to do that right now. If you really want to know, you can look it up on GameFAQs. Yeah, but that is going to be it for this video. So, when we come back, assuming this video takes... Oh, pray now that the video takes. Assuming this video takes, when we come back, I'll have dealt with the Monster Arena and dealt with the Omega Dungeon, so all that's left is the Dark Aeons. And then, of course, Sin itself. We will be dealing with the Dark Aeons first and then Sin in the next few videos. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.